My sister and I really enjoy watching D. Gray Men, and we love your fantasy movie.
I love that show too.
So, can you please do a complete movie freak-out session? Like, Lena Lee just left, and then she came back at like midnight, and you're like, oh my god, where were you?
Oh my god, where were you? I waited up all night. You have no idea. You can't do this to your brother. I've been up all night. No one else can make my coffee like you. What would I have done if you wouldn't come home? You could have been murdered. You could have been killed. You could have been lying in a pool of your own blood. What on earth am I going to do? Lena Lee!
By the way, every time I do that to Lucy Christian, she just kicks me in the groin. Not really, but I wouldn't blame her if she did. Hello.
Hi. My favorite Host Club character, by the way, has always been Kyoyo because he makes glasses sexy.
Thank you. Glasses, I could have gotten LASIK years ago, but I couldn't afford it. And glasses are cool. That's right. We look smart and intimidating, and sexy at the same time.
My question is, I was at the Todd Habercorn panel earlier, and he said you eat books. So what's your favorite book?
I love paperbacks because they digest a lot easier. They don't, those hardback, the cloth binding really sticks to your ribs. My favorite books, it's hard to pick a favorite. I mean, I have favorite authors who I like their entire works, and I've read them many, many times. I devour books. I read about, on average, I suppose I read about 12 books a week. And I have no life outside of work. But I mean, it also helps me because I read very quickly, and because I'm a writer, I'm like, oh, I love that turn of phrase. I love that, I pilfer from other authors all the time. It's called writing. But I love it. There's some authors off the top of my head I can think of. I'm a big sci-fi nut, but I'm very particular about my sci-fi fantasy. I like it to be very kind of exalted and difficult to read. So Gene Wolfe is an author who I absolutely adore. Anything by him is worth picking up. Samuel R. Delany. God, there's tons of them. My favorite book probably of all time, though, has got to be a huge, like 6 or 7 volumes, depending on the translation, of a French book called À la recherche du temps perdu, which translates variously either as this is why I play France, by the way. It translates either as In Search of Lost Time or Remembrance of Things Past. And it's a huge, huge, huge book about just everything in the world. It is impossible to describe. Monty Python actually has a sketch where people have to come up and sing or summarize Proust, the author, in like less than 30 seconds, and they all fail miserably, and it's very funny. But that's like, that book has been the biggest influence, and of course anything by William Shakespeare.
Hi.
Hello.
So, I was wondering, did you watch the original Dragon Ball Z before you auditioned for DBZ Kai?
Well, in this business, we've all kind of seen Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball in its many incarnations because it's just there. It's all over the place. It's utterly, ubiquitous. It's a $10 word for you, which means all over the place, by the way. You want to impress people, glasses wearing, say ubiquitous when you mean to say all over the place. Anyway. I really, when I auditioned for him for Zarbon, I kind of just, because I've been writing a lot of the adapted scripts for Kai, and when it came to Zarbon, I had this idea. Chris Sabat and I had talked. He's like, this is probably one of the characters I'm not going to reprise just because we've got a lot more voice actors now than we did 12 years ago, and I'd like to give other people a chance to get their own spin on it. And, don't take this the wrong way, but this kind of foppish guy's probably going to be you. And I said, inspired casting. And of course I got to write those episodes that he appears in, many of them, and so that was fun. But I didn't really, you try to kind of not keep the original in mind. I mean, as awesome as it is, as an actor, you're like, I'm just gonna kind of go into this with a blank slate as much as possible with this very zen-like attitude and just kind of make it from the ground up. And of course, being directed by Sabat, who played Zarbon originally, is always a big help too. So it's like, it's a win-win. So, yeah, I didn't really sit down and study the show. I studied the manga a great deal when sitting down to write it, because the manga is awesome. But my God, there's not enough time to watch all of the other stuff. It just goes on and on and on, and there's a lot of characters, and it's like the Les Miserables of anime. It's like, Jesus, this just keeps going on and on and on and on. But it's great for that reason. But yeah, I will have to, now that I've done it, and I actually want to go back and watch everything again and just kind of see, that's my day. Like, I want to go back and as a project, there's one guy over there who's like, right, should. And I should, I totally should. It's a great franchise. I mean, it's one of those shows that helped make anime as popular as it is over here now. So thank you, Dragon Ball. But anyway, so did that answer your question? I get lost very easily.
No, it's fine. Thanks.
No, that didn't answer your question?
Oh, yeah, it did answer your question.
You're like, no, but it's really, just shut up, Tatum. No. Thank you, Daddy. Hello.
Hi. Daddy. Okay. Two questions. One, what is your trauma switch?
My trauma switch? Having to say, what is it now, Daddy? Clowns, actually. Clowns are my trauma switch. Why is that a good thing? Why is everyone like, yes, no, it's not a good thing. It's terrible. Clowns frighten me. I don't like clowns. It's ridiculous. I'm like a 6'4", 230 pound, 34-year-old man who's like, oh, clown! But I mean, yeah, it's clowns. I don't know why. I used to love them when I was a child. I dressed as clown, because as a kid, I was like the total wuss who couldn't dress up as anything scary, because I was like, I don't want to be scary, man. But so I dressed as clowns, because it was safe. Man, if I'd only known. There was an oil painting of a clown, like we all had in the 70s, above my bed. Never bothered me. And then something happened, I guess some recessive gene kicked in or something around the age of 12, and every time I looked at the clown, I'm like, oh my God! Mike McFarlane, who of course voices Buggy in One Piece, is single-mindedly dedicated to curing me of my fear of clowns. Trying to tell him it's not going to work. But he loves to come up behind me and say the urinal, the bathroom, and go, and or he'll bring over horrible clown movies. Be like, dude, we should totally watch. He'll put it in like a different DVD case. Like, dude, you should totally watch it. Put it in like the menu screen. Clown face. Oh, you were my friend. So that was a ramble. I'm sorry. Please don't dress up as a clown if you're going to come to my panel. By the way, I'm dead serious. They scare the living daylights out of me. It's stupid, but clowns are evil. They're not to be trusted. They're not to be trusted.
It's okay. I'm scared of clowns too, so it's perfectly.
So you understand? Okay, good. We're simpatico.
And would you ever sell anyone to space pirates?
Would I do what with space pirates?
Sell someone to space pirates.
Well, it depends on what price I'd get. I mean, I bet Todd Habercorn would go for a nice chunk of money. I'm like, Todd, I love you, but I mean, they're offering me like 500 million space cubits. And that's good for like a one free meal at the McDonald's on Mars. So, bye. So, what? Yeah! Because it's space pirates, man. They're just gonna kill me if I say no. I would join them, actually. I would join the space pirates. I'm a horrible human being, aren't I? So, do you have another question, or?
No.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart.